Have you ever felt overwhelmed by life's challenges, like you're standing on shaky ground, unsure of your next step? But there's incredible comfort in knowing you're never alone. God, in His infinite love and power, is always there to support you. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 18, verse 2, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. He is the solid ground beneath your feet, the unshakable foundation upon which you can build your life." In the tapestry of life, you often find yourself yearning for a sense of security, a constant amidst the ever-changing circumstances. This longing, my friends, is not in vain. It is a testament to the divine spark within you, drawing you towards the one who offers unwavering support. God's presence is not a fleeting feeling or a distant hope. It is an unyielding reality, a truth woven into the very fabric of your being, as Deuteronomy 31 verse 6 reminds us, "Be strong and courageous." Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. These words, spoken with such love and assurance, are an anchor for your soul. They remind you that no matter where life's journey takes you, God is right there beside you. He is the constant companion, the unwavering friend, the source of strength you can always rely on. Imagine a mighty oak tree, its roots deeply embedded in the earth. When fierce storms rage and winds howl, the oak may sway and bend, but it remains standing. Why? Because its roots are firmly planted, drawing strength and stability from the ground beneath. Just like the oak tree, you too can weather life's storms when your faith is rooted in God. Isaiah 40 verse 31 tells us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." God's love is your nourishment, His grace your sunlight, and His presence your firm foundation. When you trust in Him, even in the midst of trials, you tap into an inexhaustible wellspring of strength. Remember, God doesn't promise a life without storms. He promises to be your shelter in the storm. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when we least expect it. Disappointments, setbacks, and unforeseen circumstances can leave you feeling defeated and discouraged. But even in those moments, God's grace is sufficient to lift you up and empower you to rise above. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9 tells us, "But He said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." God's grace is not a reward for your perfection, but a gift that meets you in your imperfections. It is in your moments of weakness that His strength shines through most brightly. When you acknowledge your limitations and surrender your burdens to God, you open yourself to the transformative power of His grace. It is in that surrender that you find the strength to overcome, the courage to persevere, and the faith to believe in a brighter tomorrow. The story of David and Goliath is a timeless testament to the courage that comes from trusting in God. David, a young shepherd, faced a seemingly insurmountable challenge in the form of Goliath, he placed his trust in God. David's unwavering faith empowered him to face his giant. And just as God gave David victory over Goliath, he will also empower you to overcome the giants in your own life. From fear to faith, God's transforming power. Fear can be a paralyzing force, holding you captive to worry, doubt, and inaction. But God doesn't want you to live in fear. He desires for you to live in the fullness of His love and power, embracing the abundant life He has planned for you. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 reminds us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." When fear threatens to overwhelm you, you can turn to God's word and find solace in His promises. You can choose to replace fear with faith, knowing that He is always with you. God's love has the power to transform your heart and mind, replacing fear with courage, doubt with belief, and insecurity with confidence. When you surrender your fears to Him, you open yourself to the boundless possibilities that unfold when you live a life rooted in faith. Walking on water, trusting in the impossible. In the Gospel of Matthew, you encounter the awe-inspiring account of Jesus walking on water. Peter, filled with a surge of faith, steps out of the boat and begins to walk towards Jesus. But as the wind and waves intensify, Peter's focus shifts from Jesus to the storm raging around him. In that moment of doubt, he begins to sink. Matthew chapter 14 verse 31 tells us, "Immediately Jesus reached out His hand and caught him. 'You of little faith,' He said, 'why did you doubt?'" This powerful story reminds you that when you keep your eyes fixed on Jesus, even the impossible becomes possible. Your faith may be tested and you may stumble at times, but God's hand is always there to lift you up. Trust in His unwavering love and let your faith be the anchor that keeps you steady amidst life's storms. Your best life now, embracing God's uplifting presence. God desires for you to live your best lives now, not someday in the distant future. He wants you to experience the fullness of His love, joy, peace, and purpose in every season of life. And it's through His uplifting presence that you discover the strength, courage, and wisdom to navigate life's journey with grace and resilience. When you embrace God's presence, you're empowered to let go of worry, fear, and doubt. You're filled with a sense of hope and optimism, knowing that you're never alone in your struggles. You find the strength to persevere through challenges, the courage to pursue your dreams, and the wisdom to make choices that align with God's will for your lives. Go forth and stand tall. My friends, you stand because God stands. His love is your foundation, His grace is your strength, and His presence is your constant companion. Go forth with confidence, knowing you are deeply loved. Live a life of victory and purpose. God has amazing things in store for you. Remember, you stand because God stands. If you found this message uplifting, don't forget to subscribe for more encouraging words of God. Stay blessed and keep standing strong. Now go out there and make God proud.